Guys, I wanted to make a quick video on something I know that a lot of people struggle with, which is emotional eating or stress eating or boredom eating, and how to overcome that. So the first step to overcoming your emotional eating is to understand what you're trying to solve with your emotional eating. So let's say, I'm just going to use sadness as an example, but this really applies to any emotion. Let's say you're starting to feel sad and you turn to your go-to food, whatever that is. So let's say chocolate. That's something I think a lot of people can relate to. So you're sad, you turn to chocolate. What are you trying to accomplish with that? And I want you to pause the video and really think about that. Because until you know what you're trying to accomplish, you can't know what the real issue is. Are you trying to numb it? Are you trying to get rid of it? Are you trying to avoid it? What's going on there? So let's say someone is trying to numb out the sadness because they don't want to feel it anymore. Next question is, why is there not a better option? Is it because you don't know? Is it because you're afraid to find one? Is it because you've never really thought about it? What's going on there? And again, I encourage you to pause the video and really think about this, because when you really engage in this manner, you'll take a lot more from the video. So the third and final thing is to realize that running from the emotion or pushing the emotion away or whatever you're doing to that emotion does not fix the problem. And I think that we all really understand that, because if it did fix the problem, well, we wouldn't have the problem. Fair enough, I think. So if we're not running from the problem and we say, okay, so I'm numbing the emotion because I don't know how else to deal with the emotion, then the solution to the problem is to learn how to deal with the emotion. And I'm here to help you with that. So what I have found to be incredibly successful, both for myself and for my clients, is to understand that emotions are messages. They are messages for us to understand and to decipher, because they're telling us what's really going on. So your sadness, whatever it is that you're sad about, there's a message there. And that message is going to scream louder and louder and louder at you until you learn what it's trying to tell you. So what I recommend is find a spot where you're alone and you're not going to be disturbed for a little bit. So, turn your phone off, get rid of social media for a little bit, and look at the emotion and just sit with it. Imagine that instead of this scary monster that's chasing you and it's just screaming in your ear, I literally imagine myself sitting down with that. And what I notice is that as soon as you sit down with it, you realize that it's actually not this scary monster. And it's just like this furry little puppy. It's just here hanging out with you. When you sit down with the emotion and you really just understand it and you say, okay, so what are you trying to tell me? It stops being scary. It stops being insurmountable. And all of a sudden, something will click once you've really understood what the message is trying to tell you, and you'll feel peace. The more you practice this, the less you have to resort to food. Eventually to the point where you never resort to food because you don't need to. Because you understand that it's just a message and all you need to do is understand the message. If this is something that you struggle with or have struggled with in the past, then I highly, highly recommend that you come to our Facebook group. It's an awesome place where you can get support directly from me, from other people, ask questions, learn, support others, and just feel part of a group of people who are all going through similar things. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I do live hot seat coaching in the Facebook group, so you're welcome to come and join that as well. All right, guys, looking forward to talking to you in the Facebook group. I'll talk to you soon.